something he dealt with all year. And then, was able to take an extra week off late, and he looked like a Hall of Fame tight end again.
It still feels like we probably undersold how much that impacted his season. And he still finished as a top 3 tight end in like every single statistical category. He is a unicorn. Like, if you think that you can take a tight end anywhere in the draft, anywhere in free agency, and think you can get anywhere close to the regular production that Travis Kelce has given you the last 10 years, delusional. That might be harder to find than a starting quarterback giving you Patrick Mahomes level. Like, statistical, like, obviously postseason's different, but it might be easier to find a starting quarterback than a tight end at the level of Travis Kelce. Obviously, they're both one of a kind, but still, you get the point. It's incredibly difficult. I was just thinking about, is it a good idea?
Drew, do you think you could pull off the red corduroy suit that Travis was wearing? It was corduroy. It looked like.
I think I don't.
Hot 95 degree
I can't
wearing
pull
corduroy.
off the oversized look that has come back.
Oversized look.
No.
Yeah, oversized look, just the white T-shirt, the chest hair poking out, and it's 95 degrees outside. Yeah, Drew, I feel like you would rock the corduroy, though. I could see you like, Drew, I know Rob Ren's got a wedding next week. I could see you rocking like a velvet or a corduroy suit.
I still need to figure that I still need to figure all that
next
out.
Saturday, man. The wedding's a week from Saturday.
I know.
I got my look
just go with just go with the blazer or something and some khakis, even if you can't go full suit.
Corduroy would be a no.
Too hot. Too hot.
Are you going on
that end? Yeah.
Are you going on the Friday?
I think I said we would be available on Friday and on Saturday. Yes.
Okay.
I'm just going Saturday.
Why did you go to both?
Because
it specifically said that it's not just for in-town people.
Right. Usually welcome party, it can be for both, but welcome parties a lot of times for people that you're from out of town. So I'm going Saturday to the wedding and the reception, not to the Friday night welcome
You already
party.
decided what you're going to wear?
We're good to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just asking. I didn't know.
Yeah, we're good to go. Got going with the suit. Going with the suit. No tie, though. I think I told you. I don't think I'm going to go tie. Summertime, no tie. By the time we get to the reception, you're going to want to take tie off anyway.
Probably, but I'll on Friday night, no tie.
Yeah, Friday night kickoff party.
Saturday,
welcome party.
I think I'll be in a tie. I'm not. That's not fully locked down. The Friday outfit's good.
Who from the station? Who from the station? Next Saturday, it's the wedding. It's the reception. Who from the station is very underdressed? Because everybody from the station, I think, is invited. Like, right? Isn't everybody from the station invited?
Well, I don't know about part-time producers, but like most people.
I mean,
yeah, all the full-time people, I believe so.
Sometimes you think everyone from the station was invited? Question mark. I actually think Rob. I think Rob invited in every full-time person from the station. Yeah.
Carrington most likely to be underdressed. What do we think?
I can't tell. It's one or the other. He's either going to have
he's
like
gonna be in a tuxedo.
Yeah, it's either tux or he's just going to come in like jeans
I do think we're gonna
in like a button-down shirt.
I do think it's important that me, you, Bob, Josh, Drew. I think it's at Carrington all stay next to each other and let Twitter decide who's the best.
We'll do a photo.
Someone should decide who's the best dressed
we can do
of
a
this
photo.
group.
That'd be fun.
Rob not included. Rob's getting married. He doesn't need to be thrown into the who's best dressed because then it's Rob.
Someone says Bink is their answer. I don't know. Bink goes to wedding. Bink's been to a couple weddings recently. I think Bink might be actually suited up.
I think Bink will be dressed well.
I think Bink will be suited up.
I'm debating.
Will his suit have shorts though? Can he wear suit shorts?
What?
Binkley
He's gonna have like
pants.
rip off the.
Right.
Binkley hates pants, man.
Bink in shorts is a funny one. If he was wearing shorts,
that would be fun.
Bink will have khakis on. That's my bet. Bink will have khakis on.
Okay.
I don't think he'll have shorts.
I think there's.
I'm trying to decide.
I don't even know. I'm trying to think if I have, because I recently got rid of a lot of my like button down stuff and ties. I don't know if I have a tie. Legitimately,
you don't have to wear a tie.
You don't own a tie?
I legitimately might
if
not.
you need to borrow a tie, I'm not going to wear the tie. But if you want the tie, we can help you borrow a tie.
Well, for the reason I'm thinking, there's part of me that is saying, well, it would be that's the problem is that the wedding is now in the summertime. Turtleneck with the blazer.
That's warm. That's
too
bold.
hot.
That's bold. Dude, it's going to be like 98 degrees probably next. I know the wedding's indoors, I think, right? But
is the reception? That's what we need to find out. Is the reception indoors?
I believe it all is indoors based on the location.
Then we might be.
But
okay.
I'm not 100% sure.
I
You have to
believe
ask
so
Rob.
too.
You have to ask Rob.
Because the turtleneck blazer look is something that I
turtleneck blazer
started to like.
Summer though,
more often.
that's just tough.
Summertime is a killer. Yes.
Dude, you're gonna be sweating your ass off as you're just walking from the car to get inside. You're gonna be drenched in sweat before you even get inside.
Well, once you're inside in the AC, you're fine.
But you don't want to have this.
All you got to do is
wet
get
feeling.
inside.
Someone says Fast Talking Rob getting married. Yeah,
Next Friday.
yeah, man.
Or next Saturday. Sorry.
Yeah, he's getting married on Saturday.
I was gonna say it's not Nick. It's this or
A week from tomorrow.
Yeah, a week from tomorrow. So I guess
Someone says they
next.
think Kling will be the best dressed.
Okay.
Could be.
Who do you think? Yeah, that's a question.
Yeah.
Best
913-586-7610. Who do you think
a
will be
good
the
pick.
best dressed? Who do you think will be the worst? Those are the answers I want right now.
All right, up next, we'll get to the Chiefs' red half hour. One thing that I'm wondering if we were wrong about when the Chiefs signed McCall Hardman again, I'll explain next.
Hey, it's Vinny Pasquantino.
Don't forget to follow Cody and Gold on the Odyssey app so you can listen on demand to my terrific football takes throughout the year right here
On 610 Sports Radio.
Brought to you by Heartland Men's Health, the leader in men's sexual health. Thousands of men have been successfully treated for low T, ED, and more, all with discretion and compassion. Make your appointment at heartlandmenshealth.com.
Growing up, nothing was more fun than playing outside, climbing trees and getting dirty. Hi, this is Larry Ryan with Ryan Lawn and Tree. Well, we grew up, but now we love working outside, creating beautiful lawns, caring for trees and shrubs, fixing irrigation systems, and providing our customers with industry-best pest services. Our Ryan pros are passionate about creating spaces your family, friends, and even pets can enjoy. Our Ryan pros in those clean red trucks are highly trained, full-time employee owners. And as an owner, they're personally committed to providing you with unmatched results and award-winning 5-star customer service. And we're local, so no 1-800 number here. Visit RyanLawn.com today for a free estimate. Hey, and if you want an outdoor career with us as an employee owner, visit RyanLawn.com. I personally guarantee you'll be glad you did.
Now is the time to call up Dury Vision and schedule that free consultation at 913-491-3330. Why is now a good time? Well, number one, stop putting it off. It's what I did for a couple years. I said, I don't know if I'm eligible for LASIK. I don't know if they can put together a plan that fits my vision needs. The answer is yes, they can. That's why I don't wear contacts or glasses anymore ever since I underwent SBK Advanced LASIK from Dury Vision. And the reason why it's a great time as well is because not only is the consultation free, as always, but right now they have their Friends and Family Savings event going on at Dury Vision. You can save up to $1,000 on LASIK through the end of July. But you got to go to DuryVision.com, 913-491-3330, and trust the most experienced team in Kansas City. They've performed over 65,000 vision correction procedures. Frankly, it's why I trusted them with my eyes. Something as serious as your vision health, you need to go with the best in Kansas City. Go to DuryVision.com, or one more time to take advantage of that free consultation. 913-491-3330.
Don't miss out on half-off savings happening at NFM. Our huge in-stock selection has everything you're looking for and more. Get half off suggested retail on furniture, carpet, and area rugs. Plus, hurry in for mid-year bargains. Get a reward card on select refrigerators. Save up to $1,500 on select TVs. Plus, save more when bundled with a sound bar. With 24-month financing on qualifying purchases. Friday through Monday only at NFM. Minimum monthly payments required. 18% APR. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-239-1749. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-239-1749. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-239-1749. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-239-1749, 800-239-1749, or biglou.com.
Having unexpected car trouble or just in a car accident? You need Jay's Southland Tow Service. They have over 20 years of experience servicing the KC Metro. They specialize in light, medium, and heavy duty, as well as commercial transport and construction equipment. Keep this number handy, 816-779-4500. 888-4869 or southlandtow.com. Use the tow service trusted by most local police departments, Jay's Southland Tow Service. There's nothing they can't do, so be in the know and use Jay's Southland Tow.
Retired or retiring soon? How much money do you need to live comfortably? Retirement Planners of America is here for you. Would you like to have financial peace of mind? Here's how. Step 1. Find out the amount of money you'll need to retire. Step 2. Have a plan to get there. Step 3. Make sure that plan can take advantage of market gains but protect you from market losses. Discover how to do all three with a free consultation at 800-508-6108. That's 800-508-6108.
All investments involve risk, including losses. Past performance does not guarantee future results.
Total Wine & More has the best Father's Day gifts at the best prices.
Can't wait till you get me this bourbon. These prices are amazing.
Dad, at Total Wine & More, you'll always find what you love and love what you find.
Drink responsibly. B21.
Keep it twisted all year long with Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Twisted Tea is real iced tea that packs a punch with 5% alcohol. Tastes great at the beach, the mountains, or even in your backyard. Look for the bright yellow Twisted Tea cans.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Free is key during Craftsman Days at Lowe's. Right now, get one free Select V20 tool when you buy a Select Battery 2-pack. Plus, get your choice of a V20 drill or impact driver kit for $69. Don't miss your chance to save on the high-quality, high-performance tools you need during Craftsman Days. Because Lowe's knows tools. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 6/19. While supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Father's Day is this Sunday, so now's the time to save on the perfect gift at Macy's Father's Day sale. Use your coupon or Macy's card and take 25% off great gift ideas. Or shop Father's Day specials, like 50 to 60% off designer suits, blazers, and pants, and 40% off belts, wallets, and travel accessories. Plus find watches from Citizen, Bulova, Seiko, and more. Give love today at Macy's Father's Day sale. Savings off regular sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Hi, Discover. It's Jennifer Coolidge, and your cashback match has inspired me.
Great. We love doubling the cashback you earn at the end of your first year.
I'm doubling everything now. I'm double dating. I'm double dipping.
Discover cashback match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Robert Half research indicates 9 out of 10 hiring managers are having difficulty hiring. Robert Half is here to help. Our recruiting professionals use proprietary AI to connect businesses with highly skilled talent. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com today.
Brought to you by Express Employment Professionals.
If you're ready for a new job, let Express Employment Professionals help you. Express is your one connection for a summer job in a variety of industries. Job seekers never pay a fee at Express. Go to expresspros.com to find your location. That's expresspros.com.
Chiefs Kingdom. This is Mitch Holtis, and welcome into the Chiefs Red Half Hour on Cody and Gold. Every day at 11:30 on your official broadcast partner, the Chiefs, 610 Sports Radio.
It is the Chiefs Red Half Hour. We'll have some fun next Friday, the day before our guy Rob Britton gets married. We were talking about that in the last break, obviously, or last segment. As Rob Britton, congrats to him and his fiance, going to get married next Saturday. At most of the station, I think all the station, going to the wedding. So we'll have some fun with it. People are guessing on attire and things like that. Someone says that UMKC, because you went to UMKC, Cody, you'll be best dressed. That's where doctors go. So that's what someone's guessing there. Someone else says Klingler will be worse dressed because, well, he doesn't give a bleep anymore. Someone on the text line. So we'll see. It'll be fun next Saturday at the wedding for Rob Britton and his fiance.
I do like all the answers. Yeah, 913. Dusty will be the best dressed. Klingler the worst because he doesn't care anymore. That's what I just said. Is that the one you read? I was like, that one's good.
You're good.
My bad.
Drew's over there.
Mark it. I thought it was further down.
Drew just put his hand on his face like,
Someone says, shout out to Rob's wife for putting up with his constant complaints. Cody got a haircut. It's too hot. My hair was too hot.
I didn't notice it. It's shorter than normal. It's because it's the heat, summertime. Shorter cut.
I always kind of cut it shorter and then just wait longer to get
It is
cut.
miserably hot outside.
It's uncomfortable. I don't want to deal with it.
Well, there's one thing.
Someone says you're going to be the best dressed scouting for hotties, it says.
Me? We'll see. I don't know how many single people are going to be at the wedding.
There's always single people at a wedding. What do you mean?
We'll see. So do we go to the same barber? Do Cody and I go to the same barber? No.
We don't even live in the same parts of town.
Yeah.
Actually, I need a consistent barber. I had one for a long time.
Nice
I don't know.
It's nice having.
I need a consistent
person.
barber. If you got a suggestion in the Northland, or I don't care anywhere in the city. I'm not that picky about where I go.
Someone said we should have done an invite to Rob's wedding for the garage sale. Could you imagine if Rob would have offered that up? One listener can come to my wedding.
No chance.
Oh my goodness.
That's an expensive invite. That's a lot of, that's a lot. Space is a big thing. There's a limitation on how
And
many
as
people.
a reminder, if you didn't have a significant other that had been your significant other for some time, you were not given
no +1. Yeah.
A +1. You weren't allowed to just Gold wasn't allowed to just bring a date to the wedding. Carrington wasn't allowed to just bring a date to the wedding unless you were already engaged in a relationship that mattered.
Mm-hmm.
So
is your wife coming, Cody?
Yes.
So is mine.
They've been together for a while.
I
assume your wife's going, right?
She is going.
Okay.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah,
Saturday night
she's
we
going.
got the overnight babysitter. We're set. Good to go. You kidding? Who's going to be the most drunk at the wedding? Second question. 913-586-7610.
Well, from our station?
Yeah.
The odds board right now, I think favorite is you or Dusty.
What?
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh,
you don't like to have a good time at a wedding?
Oh, sure, but you asked who's going to be the drunkest. I'm saying, do you disagree?
I'm going.
I think
it's minus 15.
I'm going with C-Dot.
C-Dot?
C-Dot.
I think, yeah.
I've never seen C-Dot drunk.
Dusty or Cody would be at the top of the board, I would think. And then
I'm
it'd go
on
down
there.
from there.
I feel like this is one of those events where Carrington's just going to say, you know what? I'm getting blitzed, and it's fine. I just feel like this is one of those occasions.
So here's the thing. I know Alex has been drunk in his life, but I've never seen him really get after it. I'm going to guess he only really gets after it 5 to 6 times a year, but a wedding would certainly be in the running of the possibility of those. You would think a coworker's wedding, that would seem pretty
Some
strong
of it
on the
is
list.
I'm usually not going to get drunk around that to that level around coworkers. Usually is part of it, but that'd be part of it.
He's more likely to do that like the lake with friends.
Correct. Absolutely.
A safe location.
Absolutely.
Mine, I don't have stipulations. If I'm going to get drunk, the location or the people I'm around, seemingly unimportant. So, I'm definitely high on the list, but I don't think I'm the favorite. I'm trying to think about who else.
It's Dusty or you, right?
Probably.
I think Dusty's up there.
What about Drew? Drew might be the surprise.
Bink? I've seen Bink drunk. And I've seen Bink drunk at a work event. So, he's got to be on the list.
Yeah. Well, technically everybody's on the list. It's just where are you at? I'm not going to, okay. I don't know how many drinks I'm going to have. This is the thing that's really interesting when balancing the amount of alcohol that I intake with my wife. So my wife can have 2 drinks and she can be done, drunk, tipsy, ready to go for the rest of the night.
2 drinks?
2 drinks.
Oh. Okay. So it's a safe location. Warning, jet skis, unmanned. If you don't remember, a couple of years ago, last year maybe, Gold said he flew off a jet ski.
That was at 10 a.m. on a Sunday. Had nothing. I can 100% confirm with pure certainty and honesty. That had nothing to do with alcohol. It was a Sunday at 10. Everybody else was packing. I said, let me hop on the jet ski. We were in a cove, and a wave came in at a bad angle, and I flew off a jet ski. I swear to God, I had not been drinking or anything. It was at 10 o'clock on a Sunday morning. But anyway, all right, we'll talk plenty, I'm sure, next week about the wedding. We'll maybe get Rob Brennan in studio next week as well to talk about it.
Disappointed we didn't do Rob's bachelor party for Club 610 today. Not going to lie. It was a great opportunity.
Pretty funny.
Missed opportunity by us, but okay, it happens.
All right, there was one thing on the Chiefs front that I wonder if we got wrong a little bit. Remember a week or so ago, I guess it was last week, McCall Hardman signed back with the Chiefs. So he's back with the Chiefs. We all know, caught the game-winning touchdown, and we were talking that day, hey, is this about, Rashee Rice insurance, or is this about, what, they just need somebody they trust, and what is it? And I wonder, did we approach it the wrong way? I was thinking more about this now that we just went through minicamp and saw that Xavier Worthy once again was unavailable due to a hamstring injury. Andy Reid yesterday said he should be ready to go for training camp. Are we sure that the McCall Hardman signing isn't actually insurance for Xavier Worthy, considering the skill set that they both potentially could bring? I get nervous with a soft tissue injury. You hear hamstring, you start to wonder, oh boy. Right now, I've always taken the approach of, it's precautionary, it's minicamp, no worries. But I'm a little concerned because we can say that it's precautionary all we want, and I think it is.
If he's limited in 6 weeks, it's a problem.
It's one thing to sit in a meeting room and learn the offense. It's another for a rookie like Worthy to actually go out there and practice. And so he missed valuable time. So 2 things. I wonder if it's insurance more for Worthy on the injury and also insurance that, hey, early in the year, I know people don't like this, first 6 weeks of the season.
He might not be playing.
Yeah. And
He's
I wonder.
It is frustrating.
But the injury might cause that. And I'm wondering if McCall Hardman's a little bit of the insurance on that, not Rice the way we thought with the suspension.
The safety net is in. It's going to take Worthy longer to get up to speed. And look, he can sit in meetings, but he's running no routes, not practicing at all. Who was it? Willie Gay a couple of years ago. Maybe he was because of the COVID year. We talked a little bit about it. Injury can certainly put you behind. I've made my stances clear. When you're a first-round pick, I expect you to play. I do not make a lot of excuses for when they're like, well, we're taking him along slow. Why'd you, like my frustration with
no question.
last year at FAU and those things. But if he's hurt, he can't get on the field. They might have to take him slow as a result of that. Maybe it provides them a little bit more insurance. Look, they're already deeper, even if Xavier Worthy wasn't drafted, because Hollywood Brown offers them more depth than they had last year. They still have everyone else is the same. They still have Tony and Sky Moore and Rice at some point. We don't know when or how that suspension will look. Kelsey, ideally healthy to start the year this time. So they are still, I think, a little bit deeper than they were, especially for the first 8 weeks, when Rashee Rice was not the influence on the offense he was for the back half of the season when I thought he was used more. You might be onto something there. I wouldn't rule it out by any means, but that would also be so frustrating. You draft a player, they're immediately hurt. They participate in 0 so far of the offseason training because they can't because of this injury. Also, how serious of an injury is it? He was sitting out 4 weeks ago, and he's still sitting out for that team.
Yeah, I get nervous.
Did he need surgery or something?
I don't think he had surgery, but I think you get nervous. Soft tissue injury for a guy of his size and speed, right? Where what he relies on, right? Like the big strength of his is like quick movements, right? And you just you get a little concerned when speed's a huge part of the player's game and there's hamstring injury. I'm not trying to claim that, oh my gosh, his whole career he's going to have hamstring problems, but there are players that seem to be more susceptible to hamstring issues, and I'm hoping that that's not the case here for Xavier Worthy.
Like Sporting Kansas City needed any more bad news. According to MLS, Sporting Kansas City midfielder Felipe Hernandez is now on administrative leave following a report that he may have violated the league's gambling policies. He had previously been suspended in October 2021 for violating the league's gambling policies. His career may be done, according to Jimmy Mack, reporter who covers the team. So, really? Sporting's falling apart. We talked about this. I got asked that on Sunday Soundoff, and you and I talked about it maybe a week ago. I still think Vermees has lost the team. But also, come on, man. You broke the rules 3 years ago, and you're going to do it again?
On the Vermees thing, real quick, I don't think he's going to fire based off of the owner's comments to Sam McDowell, the Kansas City Star. There was a column last week, and it sounds like there'll be plenty of changes with the roster as there has to be, but Vermees is not getting fired.
No, I don't think so either. I'd be
as far as the player,
surprised.
the gambling thing, what the hell are you thinking? You know the punishment. You already got punished once,
so you definitely know the rules as you were already punished,
and yet you still did it. So hopefully, man, if it's something that he has, I don't know enough of the story, the background to be like, is it something that he?
No, but I would worry about somebody having a problem if now for the second time
Correct.
you might be suspended by your professional sports league that pays you money for gambling, not having the self-control or awareness to not break those rules, not once, but a second time would give me grave concern if I were close to him or a member of the organization or him himself. Yeah. I would be worried about it for a variety of reasons. I think it makes a lot of sense. Someone from the 563 says, Hardman got open downfield in the Super Bowl from the outside. He was in the slot the rest of the plays. I found that a bit odd. I think that's his natural position. They don't mind throwing Hardman kind of like Justin Watson in run this outside route one time because you're coming in.
You can't track the ball, though.
If I made you guess right now who has more snaps this year, wouldn't you probably guess McCole Hardman over Xavier Worthy? If I made you guess right now.
For the same reason for what I just brought up.
Who gets more snaps this year? Xavier Worthy or McCole Hardman? I'd have to guess McCole Hardman.
I certainly think the first 5 weeks of the season it's going to be that way.
Sky Moore or Xavier Worthy? And you can factor in the fact that you think they don't do or don't make the roster.
Xavier Worthy on that. Yeah.
Tony or Xavier
Worthy.
I don't have to ask anybody else. Justin Watson?
Justin Watson's interesting though because we know they trust him. He knows the offense. I know he's not like fans don't get excited.
Watson at this point.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think Watson,
especially because of the injury, it's kind of hard to not take the other side.
Justin Watson or McCole Hardman.
Rashee Rice is a.
If Worthy's, especially if Worthy misses camp, then McCole Hardman. But Watson, Justin Watson is.
He's been a reliable guy.
I'd say McCole. I'm going to guess there. I will say that there is a non-zero chance that McCole Hardman finishes with the most snaps at wide receiver on the team.
No chance.
Do you realize how long Rashee Rice might be suspended for?
Hollywood Brown exists. Hollywood Brown exists.
Sorry, number 2.
Okay,
I'm forgetting about Hollywood.
I thought you were actually saying
no.
more
I was
than
like,
Brown.
who am I forgetting?
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay, second.
There's
a non-zero chance that McCole Hardman finishes with the second most snaps on the team.
Okay, yeah. That one makes a little more. That one makes.
I was like, wait, who am I forgetting? Hollywood.
Okay,
one's one.
Okay. The second one I can actually see it happening. Yeah, Hollywood Brown I think will end up with the most snaps of any wide receiver on the team this year. The way things likely are trending.
I don't know how that won't be the case, barring injury. He's the favorite by a mile, I would think. Suspension, injury, lesser player, a million other reasons why they wouldn't be the case. But yeah, somewhere in that range, I would say is the case. Like McCole got to be the hero. I like that they put the game-winning play from the Super Bowl in Andy Reid's handwriting. That makes sense. It would have been more fun.
Is that his handwriting? Like I know he sketched it, but like that's perfect. Like how many
That's what
times?
they said, yeah.
How many? No, I mean I think it is his, but I just mean that it seemed perfect. Perfect.
That was the nicest inclusion I thought that was a little bit different. We were not way off on the Vegas theme, I'll say. Remember when I said that it would be a slot machine? That essentially has the tiny pieces of gold Lombardis on the field. That was pretty close.
They added a ton of details, of course, that are always incredible with the ring. Yeah, the inscription thing was something we had highlighted, and it makes sense. Once I saw the comment from Clark Hunt saying that they're going to highlight this final play of the game, I was like, well, okay, the inscribed play design is happening for a corn dog now called Tom and Jerry, and that's exactly what they did. I mean, the ring's incredible. I mean, 500-something diamonds. And,
they're nice.
It's unreal. And then it's just comical that there sounds like there's a mistake with the seating of the Dolphins, though. Underneath the ring.
It's wild for something for that.
They have the scores for each game, right? One of the toughest playoff paths to a Super Bowl, and it has the scores. The scores are right. It has the seating next to each team they played, which honestly, I don't even know why they need. I mean, I guess it was to highlight how difficult it was, but otherwise, I don't even know why you needed the seating next to the teams. And then they put 7 next to the Dolphins. The Dolphins were the 6th seed, so all the renderings and the graphics have that. Now, I haven't actually seen the physical ring to know if that was just the renderings, but it sure seems like that was a mistake maybe on all the rings.
Nobody said that that's not on the ring, which means it's on the ring.
Yeah, which it's now just a funny mistake. Like, I actually don't think it. To me, you just got to laugh it off and move on. If you were going to make a mistake, that's the mistake to make, I guess, versus having the Chiefs score wrong or misspelled back to back or something, or something like that, or had the wrong amount of rings on the Mahomes ring or something. That would have been way worse. It's just kind of funny to me. All the detail, clear time they spent on every little thing, and that got by somebody that they had the wrong seat for the Dolphins.
Again, I'm not like upset. I'm like, how dare they? I just can't believe it happened. That's just one of those how? How many checks does a ring that cost $100,000 to produce, how many checks must it go through? How many times must Clark look at it? Mark Donovan look at it? Your ring designers, the people at Jostens. Look, I'll be honest. I assume when it says 50 diamonds for the 50 points we beat divisional teams by, I assume it's someone's job at Jostens to count to 50. To be like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not 49. I'm going to count it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And count to 50 to make sure it's 50 damn diamonds. Okay? How do you miss the seed? It's a number. You didn't check the scores, the seeds,
somebody
every part of it?
Clearly,
how did you miss it?
Somebody should have caught it. I do think, though, the notion of we all knew it right away. Again, it wasn't our job to check it, right? So that's different. Somebody's job was to make sure it's right. The only reason why we knew about it is somebody on Twitter pointed out immediately. I don't want to make it sound like if they handed me the ring last night and they showed me the seating that I would have been like, Dolphins 6 seed. Let's not act like we all were experts on the seating. But somebody
now
there,
I know it's wrong.
Somebody there in the organization, though, sure as hell has to have that correct.
Who do you think, would you have gotten it right? If they made you fact check the ring, you think you catch that one?
Was my job?
Yeah. You think you catch it?
If it
Let's
was
just
my
say
job.
last week, they're like, go, we're going to show you the ring. We want you to make sure that this is all correct. Do you catch the 7?
If that was my job, yes. If it was just like, hey, take a quick look, I would have been amazed with everything else about the ring. I wouldn't have caught it.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what's tough.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a mistake I absolutely would make. That's why I understand.
I don't think just us looking at the ring, anybody would have caught it. It's when it was your job. I think it's just funny now, and there's no reason to redo the rings. That's way too expensive.
I mean, you just fill some more silver in and then re-etch it, I guess. Now, obviously, they use a very powerful machine to put that 7 in there.
This means they didn't care about the Dolphins.
Just hand carving it.
Tells you how much they valued the Dolphins. That team.
That's disrespectful. The Steelers stunk. That was the real 7 seed. The Pittsburgh Steelers, an absolutely miserable bunch. Dolphins are better than them.
Mm-hmm.
The Dolphins could have won their division, the final game of the year. Was that game close? I don't remember now. That Week 18 game, was that Bills-Dolphins game close?
I don't remember.
Did they almost win the division?
I don't think it was. I remember.
Nobody remembers now? I guess we were worried about, championships or things that matter,
Drew, do you remember?
21-14 was the final.
Yeah.
So
21-14. Okay.
Miami was actually up 14-7 at half, so yes. Buffalo scored 14 points in the fourth quarter to beat Miami 21-14. So that game was close.
Thank
Miami
goodness
blew
that's
it.
how the result went, I guess. Now we can say.
I don't care. I mean, the Chiefs played, I thought, the 3 most difficult opponents they could have played on their way to the Super Bowl no matter what. I don't think their schedule was going to get harder than Miami, Buffalo, like Ravens. I think that was as difficult of a path as you could have. They beat all three of those teams, and they beat the most difficult team they could have gotten in the Super Bowl. Tua stunk in that game, by the way. 17 of 27, 173 yards and 2 picks. So he was miserable.
He tends to either have really, really good games where he's throwing for like 300-plus yards or he throws for 140 or 150. There's no like 260-yard games from Tua. It's 300-plus or it's under 200 yards. That's what it's on.
Do you guys want to get back into who we should and shouldn't pay a quarterback? You said you wouldn't pay Tua? Someone earlier on the text line, the only one I couldn't believe is someone said they'd be faster to pay Tua than Dak Prescott.
That doesn't make
and
any
I was
sense.
like, that doesn't make any
That'd
sense
be
to
surprising.
me.
No, the Tua is just that there's more risk. It's not just performance. It's the real injury risk still. And to his credit, last year, he made it through the season for the most part, right? He bulked up, although he's lost weight again, which is a little concerning considering the concussion history and just the wear and tear on his body, separate from concussions altogether.
What did he learn?
Yeah, something like that.
That's what it was.
Something like that last year.
To learn how to fall better.
And then he lost weight again to try to protect his health.
Yeah. So it'd be more than just performance with him. I'd be a little concerned on the injury. I'd have to have some injury guarantees all over that thing if I'm the Dolphins when eventually, because that's the thing with Trevor Lawrence. Now, who's next up? I mean, Tua,
Dak,
Jordan Love, Dak.
There are several more people.
Those are the guys that are still going to get paid. Some of them might get paid this offseason. The Dak thing is just weird because they have been pretty outspoken so far, acting like they're just not going to pay him. And so next year he could be on the free agent market, which would be say what we will about him. If he's on the free agent market, that's a hell of a boost for some. Well, for him,
It's
but
slightly
there's also
younger
a team.
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah,
statistically the numbers are there. The playoff success has never been there.
Yeah, but look at what Dak Prescott could do to your team though the following season. I know we act like just because you haven't won a ring, it doesn't mean you suck as a quarterback. And if somebody, I don't know who would right now the early candidates to next offseason.
I was thinking the same thing.
If you're trying to think of who could fail this year and have a QB opening,
Tennessee.
Yeah,
I don't know if that makes sense in terms of money or how they're
a significant upgrade. I'm just telling you, because the league has actually done a slightly better job drafting and they're all paying these guys, I don't feel like there is as many quarterback openings as we think. The Steelers could have an opening.
Always are, though. We say this, and then there always are, though, man. The
Giants
situations develop. Yeah, New York all of a sudden, Tennessee. I mean, Tampa could. Baker just signed, I guess.
Both New York teams, maybe. Who knows what Aaron's going to do? I mean, I know he's.
Both New York teams are a possibility.
Is Aaron in his last deal? Was it a 2-year or was it a 3-year when he originally signed? Because he's in year 2, obviously.
As it sits right now, let's just presume they pay Tua because every team pays a quarterback at that level. Maybe the Jets, not the Patriots. They're not going to just walk on Drake May after a year.
No.
Not the Ravens, not the Browns. They have no choice. Maybe the Steelers.
For sure.
Not the Bengals. So now we're at 2. Raiders always. Broncos presumably wouldn't be year 2. They just took a first-round quarterback. Not the Chargers. Cowboys, obviously, we're talking about their quarterback. I don't think the Eagles. Giants for sure. Commanders, again, second year of a rookie deal, not likely. So we're still only at 3. No Lions, no Packers,
Not Minnesota.
no Vikings, no Bears. Bucks, they just signed so Saints, now we're at 4. Falcons, they're all in on all kinds of quarterbacks.
Dude, there's not 12. I mean, we're only at 4. It only takes one. But also, there wasn't 12 openings.
No, but what I'm saying is, by the time we get down here, it's probably 6 openings, and at least half of those will be just drafting the top quarterback in the draft.
It might be possible. The Falcons just drafted Michael Penix 8th overall or 6th overall. Yeah. So who knows? But yeah, I mean, whoever you think the number 1 pick in the draft will be, of course, one team is doing that. But if you're not one of the first 3 picks, you might say, "I'd rather just go with that."
Tennessee is maybe, but maybe they're bad enough where they just draft a guy.
Tennessee seems like a lock to get a new quarterback next year, either veteran or draft.
They might have to draft. I mean, they spent some money this year on.
They did,
on a couple.
Calvin
players.
Ridley, and
they're trying to find out about Will Levis, and I don't blame them. They're going to put a bunch of talent around him and be like, let's find out if you're any good. Because if you're not, then we're just going to
the Seahawks are definitely a team next year, too, that could be either drafting a guy or signing.
I know it's a new regime, but Tennessee has really struggled at drafting quarterbacks here the last couple times. Malik Willis, fail.
But it doesn't mean you should.
Will Levis, fail. I mean.
But I've always made this argument. That should never scare you away from doing it again. That's that. Yeah, that I don't disagree with. Yeah. Old organizations making bad mistakes has nothing to do with you. I don't care that they took Jake Locker 15 years ago, 20 years ago. You should still be taking first.
There's always a surprise team or two anyway. every offseason. Like, oh, well, they're actually willing to move on from that guy. Who knew? Like, every
Seahawks,
offseason,
maybe?
yeah.
No,
you just
they're for
mentioned
sure
it.
almost, yeah.
Somebody say Carolina. You're going to be all wrong. It's Carolina. I would be really surprised.
I wouldn't be shocked by
It'd be going into year 3 of Bryce Young. If he has a terrible season again, there will be noise. I don't know if they'll do it. There'll be noise at least around it.
It will be plausible.
All right, coming up next, we will get to what's trending here on Cody and Gold, and then right back into, once again, a feeling of a breaking point for the Royals season, and they were able to calm everybody's nerves. How do they do that? And positive news on the Alec Marsh front next.
Hey, it's Brady Singer. You're listening to Cody and Gold. Weekdays starting at 10 on 610 Sports Radio and the Odyssey app.
Brought to you by Heartland Men's Health, the leader in men's sexual health. Thousands of men have been successfully treated for low T, ED, and more, all with discretion and compassion. Make your appointment at heartlandmenshealth.com.
Hey, it's Carrington Harrison from The Drive here, and you guys know this. Living in the Kansas City metro area, it is going to be hot this summer. And remember those huge AC bills that you were paying last summer because your windows let all the hot, humid air into the house? Well, call my friends at Window World and replace those old windows right now. Call this number, 816-799-0820. Window World windows are just one of 2 windows with the Good Housekeeping seal of approval. And in just over 20 years of business, they have improved the look and thermal efficiency over 54,000 customers right here in the Kansas City area with a lifetime warranty that covers all your parts, glass breakage, and labor. It is the official window of the Kansas City Chiefs, and they're offering you an incredible deal. Window World is now offering 36 months, same as cash financing with approved credit. That is 36 months, same as cash financing. All you need to do is have approved credit. Pick up the phone and call this number, 816-799-0820. One more time, that's 816-799-0820, and tell them that Carrington sent you to my friends over at Window World.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-971-7816 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-971-7816. That's 800-971-7816. What do you have to lose? Call 800-971-7816. Again, 800-971-7816.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 40-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term life insurance may only cost you about $100 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-239-1749. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-239-1749. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-239-1749. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. For affordable term life insurance, call 800-239-1749. 800-239-1749 or biglou.com.
Hey, it's Rex here with RexBuysKC.com, your local KC home buyer. If you own a property in the Kansas City or surrounding area and want to sell it fast and at a fair price, write this number down. 816-330-6000. I'm a private real estate investor, not some hedge fund or large national chain. My family and I live right here in KC. I can pay cash and close on your timeline, even in as little as 3 days. Here at RexBuysKC.com, we are improving Kansas City one house at a time. I buy inherited houses, vacant houses, foreclosure houses, behind in payment houses, my tenant won't pay the rent houses, and properties that need complete rehabs. Do you own a house that's trashed and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at this number, 816-330-6000. That's 816-330-6000, or go to RexBuysKC.com. That's RexBuysKC.com and I look forward to working with you.
Thinking of popping the question? Diamonds Direct has an offer you can't miss. This month only, buy a natural diamond engagement ring of 1 carat plus and receive a free natural 1 carat diamond tennis bracelet valued at $2,000. Imagine giving her the ring of her dreams and her wedding gift all at once. No one provides education, selection, and value like Diamonds Direct. Your chance to get a free tennis bracelet from your friends at Diamonds Direct won't last long. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
"Hey, you got this. Just breathe." Hey, we're pretty good.
Yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate. Not a rate based on Terry, who keeps and makes the car behind them. Oh no, they're about to. Save with DriveWise in the Allstate app and only pay a rate based on you.
Not available in every state, subject to terms and conditions. Rating factors and savings vary, and in some states your rate could increase with high-risk driving. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us, too, in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Hulu is coming in hot this month with new shows, new movies, and all new seasons of your faves. Don't miss FX's Clipped, the story of one NBA team's racial reckoning starring Lawrence Fishburne. Stream a new season of Shoresy, the underdog hockey team that might just knock your teeth out. Then catch the high-speed drama Ferrari starring Adam Driver and Penelope Cruz. Kick your streaming into high gear this month with so much new stuff to watch on Hulu.
You're listening to 610 Sports Radio from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Vote Bobby Witt Jr. to this summer's All-Star Game.
Deep to left center field, way back and gone! Second home run of the game for Bobby Witt Jr.
Send the screenshot of your All-Star Game vote to @610SportsKC on Twitter with the hashtag VoteBWJ. And you have the chance to win Royals Diamond Club tickets, 610 Sports Radio, KCSP Kansas City, WDAF HD2 Liberty, and Odyssey Sports Station. What's trending?
All right, let's check in on the hot topics trending.
Number one on what's trending, the Royals out west. So a late night this evening for some baseball. Game doesn't get underway till 9:10. Vern not on the air. Yeah, Vern's not on the air till 8.
I'll be outside
tonight
with a drink in my hand by then.
Yeah, Vern's on the air at 8. Gonna be a late night for some Royals baseball. They take on the Dodgers. It'll be Cole Reagans, though, up on the bump against Gavin Stone, who's been a nice young pitcher this year. Really bounce back year for the Dodgers after a rough one last year, but he's been really good this year. 7-2 with a 2.93 ERA. Different vibes around the Royals. We'll talk about that after the win yesterday. But yeah, West Coast baseball all weekend long.
This might be, is this their last West Coast trip, or they've got one more?
Well, have they played out in Oakland yet?
Well, they play in Oakland next week. This is a West Coast trip.
So this is them, the last trip, yes. I think that's right.
They have
played
Oakland.
in Seattle. They're going to play in Oakland. They're playing with the Dodgers. They've played out in the Angels, right?
Maybe Diamondbacks we haven't missed. Remember, you play pretty much everyone in baseball anymore, just based on the way that the structure of the league works now, so everything's a little bit different than it used to be. But yeah, I would say that that's the case. No, they're getting ready. I think the A's are the series right after. Finally, all these first place teams, and then finally you can at least get the A's, who are not they're not White Sox bad, but they're not. I wouldn't call them good either, at least on that end. Next up on What's Trending, the U.S. Open is underway. Alex and I are both saying it seemed like a little less buzz around this one. I mean, the best player in the sport didn't get arrested right before, so that might be playing some factor into it, into whether or not that's been the case. Sorry, my internet was working a little bit slow.
Currently, Thomas Dietrich's up.
Thomas Dietrich's up, -5. Can't lay at 5 under as well. He doesn't tee off until 12:25. McIlroy only one shot back, +1 on the day. He's through 17 right now. Aberg is 4 under as well. DeChambeau at 3 under. So pretty loaded front. The course is playing pretty tough today. A lot of overscores right now. Current projected cut line looks like it's going to be +3. Could go up.
Who did you pick again, Drew? I didn't put any bets in on
I didn't put any bets on.
Who did I pick? I did not technically pick anybody for this tournament.
Oh, wow. See, that's what we're saying. It doesn't seem like there's as much talk
I will
around
say,
it.
I knew that it was coming up. I woke up this morning, saw that they teed off. I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. It's this
the
week.
U.S. Open.
Yeah.
That's what it just has a weird feel. I don't know.
It's being played out in North Carolina.
Next up on what's trending, big transfer news for Kansas State. Illinois transfer Coleman Hawkins. He's 6'10" forward, averaged around 12-6 last year. He's committed to Jerome Tang and the Wildcats. What's interesting about this is not only is it a top 20 transfer portal get, and now will likely move K-State preseason top 25 next year after their transfer portal season that they've had, but reports are the NIL deal, $2 million, would mean to be one of the most lucrative NIL deals in college basketball for this transfer portal season, which is pretty impressive. I wonder, when Jerome Tang kind of was flirting with Arkansas, comes back, gets the extension in Manhattan, I wonder if there was, I want the extension, I want my staff to get a little bump, I also want some more NIL money to make this thing happen.
Oh, he's going to blow it all in one player?
Well,
Damn.
They've had a great transfer portal season. I mean, remember, they were not great. They were not great last year. They made it to the NIT, lost to the first round or whatever. Now they're going to be preseason top 25. This is a big get. I'm surprised. Good for the kid that basically someone that averaged 12-6 is worth $2 million on the transfer portal.
That's more than Hunter Dickinson reportedly got from Kansas last season. If you're curious just how much money that is. Name of the game, man. This is also why I still feel like there's got to be an NIL bubble at some point. We're to pay $2 million for a 12-6 player? I'm not saying it doesn't make K-State better. I'm just surprised that amount of money. It took that amount of money to get Coleman Hawkins here to Kansas State.
He has four-star portal transfers that have committed there already.
No,
he is loaded up.
Yeah. Part of, obviously, I think Gold's right. Part of his extension was obviously, I need more money specifically this year to make these things look a little bit better. Next up on What's Trending, if you missed it earlier, yesterday or late yesterday, the Jacksonville Jaguars are giving Trevor Lawrence an extension. 5 years, $275 million, puts him at $55 million per year, ties him for the highest average annual salary in the NFL at quarterback. So Patrick Mahomes now, I don't know, like the 8th highest paid quarterback or something. That'll change. Just give it time. He'll become the highest paid when they readjust his contract.
It's always good news, though, man. Anytime an AFC quarterback gets paid, it means it's tougher for everybody else. This became a lot tougher for the Jags.
I love every quarterback contract that happens over and over and over again. Nothing makes me happier than seeing another quarterback get paid. Please. Makes everything easier for the Chiefs in the winning department.
That's what's trending here on Cody and Gold. Coming up at 1 o'clock, Club 610. It's a Friday. You know that. We got a little Club 610, some drinks hanging out. Mackenzie Nelson from KSHB 41 going to stop by the studio. We'll talk some Royals. We'll talk a little life. We'll see what's going on. We haven't had her in studio in at least a month and a half, I would say, maybe.
That feels like about our run of people.
Yeah, so looking forward to having her in studio. We'll talk about the weekends. Father's Day weekend as well. So at some point today, I think it might have to happen. We might have to go back into the archives a little bit with Father's Day coming up on Sunday. Those that have been listening to the show for a while know
you
exactly.
Want to play Daddy Day?
We might have to. We might have to get to Daddy Day.
I don't think Drew's ever heard the whole song.
Yeah, I think
I've not heard the whole thing.
What did you get your dad for Father's Day? For Daddy Day in this case, this show's case.
I'll be honest. He might be listening, so I don't want to say.
Fair enough.
But it is something that he's not gotten before. From me, at least. Okay. I don't think he's gotten it before.
Happy early Father's Day. Yeah, don't forget to do something. And we'll have to bring back something here in maybe 10 minutes or so.
My son got asked. He said, so my wife was like, hey, what should we get your dad for Father's Day? And she was running through some options. And he was like, nah, I got it. And you're like, okay, what is it? He's like, I'm just going to give me and Ruby. I'm like, I already have you. Too late.
He said, they're the gift.
We're the gift.
I mean, they're not wrong. I mean, every day, right?
In a weird way, it doesn't work without you guys being here, but I don't think that's the vibe. He's 5. He doesn't.
That's good, though. That's
funny.
That's funny. It is.
She had to fill out the form. I always felt like my kids are too practical or something. You know those forms you'd fill out and she gave me a card, right? She had her last day of summer school, not last day of summer school, but last day of the week of summer school. They don't go on Fridays. And she came home with a little rainbow card, and it had the things about your dad form. And it said, my dad is 39, dead straight, dead on. Sometimes they're supposed to be funny, right? They're like 112. No, 39. Knows the exact age, no questions. And then it was favorite food. She's like, mac and cheese. I was like, that's pretty up there. I mean, I can't really, it's a great food. It was so perfectly analytical. I was like, well, this is concerning. You should loosen up. Say some other random stuff. It was so factual, it hurt. It's like, okay. Father's Day. We'll play the Daddy Day song. It'll be fun.
We'll get to that in just a little bit. Before we talk about Alec Marsh, because I think there was, other than just yesterday's performance, some long-term effects that could be really good for the organization. I love seeing Mac. It's weird. There's always a moment, I think, in a coach's time, or in this case, a manager's time, when they're still early in their tenure, is only year 2, when the fans are still learning more and more about you. And this is the first year, obviously, where now, things are going good, right? And so people are starting to find out more about him, where you become even more likable, right? Other than just winning a championship, there's something you say, something you do where fans are like, all right, there it is. I love seeing that. And I think for a lot of times there's an unfair critique of managers where like, oh, you're too much of a hothead.
You need to say more.
Or you're too calm. Yeah. He doesn't care, which is so ridiculous.
Which is what they have been saying about Q.
Right. And yesterday, I think, was big for a lot of fans to see Q get after the ump, because the ump, that was a whole series built up frustration. If you don't know, we don't have the audio. I wish we did.
Lugo getting squeezed.
Basically, Bobby Wood Jr., the bag was blocked, okay? Yeah. You're not allowed to block the bag, and that was something that happened yesterday when Bobby Wood Jr. was on the base pass.
It's not reviewable. He was making his words known.
And I think earlier in the series, that same ump was the ump that Q was barking at, who was at first earlier in the series. If you watched I think it was Monday night maybe. So it was built up. And he gets tossed, and then he just lets a F you go with the fist pump.
Well,
as
he
well.
leaned back. It was like charged.
It was great.
It was great.
F you! And you're like,
good.
all right.
It was great.
Dude, I love it.
Yeah.
I like the red ass moments. Maybe not all the time, right? I wouldn't. The same vibe. I don't want someone just yelling at the umps all the time and like having the Girardi reputation of just like yelling at umps or the Aaron Boone, like, he just yells at umps all the time.
No, he's mild mannered.
But I like that he let it fly.
You get to a point.
Breaking point.
Whether it's losing 4 in a row, whether it's the umps or whatever. And then it also looks even better when the team comes back and wins, At that point, they were up, I guess, in the game. But still.
They were, but then they blew the game and then he came back.
So it's all good. That was nice. I think fans like seeing that, as you said, not every time, because then it doesn't have any effect. But he's a mild-mannered manager, and he was pissed.
I'll tell you, I've been asking for a fight for a month. I want a fight, a brawl, dust up, something. I want one fist near a player, a holdback, something I've been asking for. Not because I think they're too. No, it's not that. It just felt like it was the one thing that was like I haven't seen them do yet. I've watched them do a lot of great things this year. A lot of reason to believe in the Royals this year. I hadn't seen that. That was one of the first like fired up moments of the season, and of course everyone loved it. He hit that. It wasn't just he earned that one. Like, he went back into his soul to say that to the umpire. I loved it.
I think that's I think that might be the moment of like, all right, obviously if the team keeps winning too, but just sometimes it takes a moment like that where the fans that were like still, I think sometimes that can win some fans over, as weird as that is. And I think yesterday did that. Plus, coupled with the win and coupled with Alec Marsh, who had a no-no going through 6, and it was a single that he gives up. He ends up not getting a decision yesterday because, unfortunately, the bullpen initially did blow the lead. Then MacArthur late comes up with the win, actually, out of the bullpen. But Alec Marsh having that kind of performance, giving you 7 innings, especially in the middle of this funk that they were on with the rotation. The quality starts have been down here in the month of June compared to having as many as anybody in baseball, really, in April and May. So they needed it. And this is your 5th starter, technically. And not technically, he is your 5th starter, even when Walker comes back. And so to get that performance is huge for now, but huge for the future, because we had mentioned this with Vern, I think, a couple weeks ago, about not for an in-season trade, but let's say next offseason, you're looking at other ways to improve your roster, transactional, like the Rays did, giving away maybe some
moving
good players.
One major league player for a different major league player.
And maybe Marsh's performance, depending on what he does the rest of the year, does he give you confidence? You got multiple years of control still to go, that you can move on from a Brady Singer or somebody else
before they're due up to be paid.
Because maybe you're not going to pay him anyway, and you need help at a quarter outfield spot in the offseason, or you need help in the bullpen in the whatever it may be. Does Alec Marsh allow you to be like, all right, we can just slide him next year into the 3 spot or 4 spot?
This performance was something I had not seen out of him. He'd been fine this year. Alec Marsh had been perfectly good. We had talked about what a big difference it was from last season, that every time Alec Marsh came to the dish, you had a chance to win a baseball game. It has been the exact opposite of that for maybe 7 consecutive years. I'm not going to just put that on Lyles. I mean, for 7 years. When the 5th starter rolled up, it was Glenn Sparkman, or I'm just dead serious. And look, I'm not doing it to pick on Glenn. He didn't do anything wrong, but
poor Glenn.
He was perfectly nice to come in the clubhouse too. You get the point. From a performance standpoint, That guy created problems there. And in this case, Alec Marsh was giving you a fight every single time. But going 7 one-hit innings against the New York Yankees offense, making Aaron Judge go 0 for 3 for 3 strikeouts, I'm like, oh, maybe there's a little something extra back there. Maybe that whole first year was just you getting used to being in the big leagues and you were a starter and a reliever and you didn't really know what you were yet or how to attack. And he admitted the last year when he had to face a team like the Yankees, he was like on the mound being like, oh my God, it's the Yankees. And he's not thinking about that anymore or like there might be something extra there. That was, we've ranked, I could probably rank them out. Like if we did an 81 game, like in a couple weeks, you and I did 81 game, top 5 most satisfying wins, top 5 most frustrating losses of the year so far for the Royals. That's in the top 5. You blew it. The bullpen struggled. Marsh was great. The Yankees just kicked your teeth in 2 nights in a row. And then Alec Marsh comes in and shoves. The lead still gets away, but then Garcia hits the walk-off. They're 4th of the year, by the way.
It's probably it's probably number 4 on the list, maybe. Maybe 3. Number 1 is not going to be matched by anything in the regular season. Yeah, that's number 1. We locked that one in the rest of the year. Like that one.
Unless there's one to like win a playoff spot.
I'm talking regular season.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, that's
to
fair.
win a playoff spot.
Fair.
To come from behind to secure a playoff spot on September 15th. Right. Then
But in the first 81, it is locked into the number 1 spot. And yesterday's probably I'd have to think
top
about
4
it more.
5?
I think it's 4. That one yesterday just so badly needed. It's once again the second time in 2 weeks where they've been on a little skid.
And you just need one.
You needed one as you're about to embark on a road trip to feel good as you hop on that flight. And that's what yesterday did as well. For fans, it did it. And for those guys that are actually in the clubhouse, getting that win yesterday is just a big, big win. And it always is good when it comes against the Yankees.
Part of it is that, like, we know the Royals are not playing their best baseball right now. We've talked about that. There's been some pitching issues. The starters haven't been quite as good. The bullpen's been still rough. The offense is cool. Like Salvador Perez is a little cooler.
Yeah.
They have lost no ground. Like, isn't that important? Like right now, like they're 5 games back in Cleveland. They were 4.5 games back, 4 games back a week ago. They haven't like lost some tremendous ground while they're playing mediocre baseball. They're pretty much right where they were against Cleveland a week ago. Okay, 1 game worse. Big deal. 1 game worse, that's it. They've got a 3-game set or 4-game set against them at the end of this month. They're not significantly further behind. They still have the 4th best record in the American League. They're still above Seattle and the Twins. They're still above Boston and Detroit. They still have a 6-game cushion on a wild card spot. They're not even playing good baseball, and their standing in the American League has not fundamentally changed. That is the sign of just everybody goes through ebbs and flows. If you need more evidence that people go through it, the Royals are playing bad baseball, but look at right now in the top of baseball. In the last 10, the Royals are 5-5, the Guardians are 6-4, the Mariners are 6-4, the Twins are 4-6, the Red Sox are 5-5, the Tigers are 5-5, the Rangers are 5-5. Everyone's the same, except for New York and Baltimore have been the 2 best teams in the American League the entire time.
Right, and that's why we as fans sometimes will look at it, in a baseball season, and it's like, anytime your team loses or for 2 games, 3 games in a row, like, oh my goodness, we act like for what we want them to win, we think they'd be a 130-win team the way we sometimes
expect them to win.
Expect them to win every, and that's a part of being a fan. I get it.
Sure,
but still, like, you're right. They didn't lose any ground. They're still double-digit games above 500. This is why, they're pacing for X amount of wins, why they're not going to win 110, but also why suddenly they're not only going to win 75 either. You know what I mean? That's why we probably think they're going to win like 89 to 90, because it's all going to balance out as the season goes. And there's going to be a little, they're going to win another. They're going to have another point this season where they win 6 games in a row, Cody. They're going to have another point where they lose 4 in a row. I can put that in the bank. They will lose 4 in a row again at some point. That'll happen.
Are you sure?
I am sure.
You want to lock that in?
Yes, I will lock that in. They will lose 4 in a row again, but I also will lock in that they're going to win 5, 6 in a row again at some point. That's how this season is probably going to go.
Alex will get a tattoo that says "Never lost 4 in a row again."
That's right.
If they go the rest of the season,
we just know how these. It's a long season.
I just told you, pretty much every team in the American League is 500 over the last 10 games. Over the last 2 weeks, pretty much every team in the American League is 500. They're either 6-4, 5-5, or 4-6. Like, it's just how baseball works. It's how the sport is designed. What we ask out of the Royals, and honestly, their best redeeming quality this year is, if you listen to the game on, you should listen to it on 6 Sports Radio. I happened to be watching it on Bally at the time when they were making the comeback, because I was actively like doing dishes at the same time, so I had it up on like the iPad. Ryan Lefevre put it pretty well. It's their best redeeming quality. He said, they are relentless.
That's a great call.
That
Great
was
call.
the, here,
It was fantastic final call from
Here's the
Ryan.
final call. This is what this team is.
Now the pitch. Line shot. And fair up the left field.
That's Denny.
I mean, Denny had a great call, too. We can play his if we want.
Yeah, you know what? Let's keep it going.
We'll do both.
Now the pitch. Line shot. And fair up the left field line it goes. Around second, on his way to third. Coming around third, flying around third. Isbell dives at home plate. Royals win it.
That's just a great call. And
The
look,
thing
I don't
they
have
got
to look
going
for
on
yours
right now where Bobby and Kyle is, but like now they're just diving like Superman to play. It's the bases is a lot of fun. As long as nobody suddenly gets hurt. It's funny right now, but a little nervous at the same time.
A
But
lot of diving into first base yesterday, too. I don't know what
that was needed, though. That was necessary from Drew Waters, I think
Drew
it was.
Waters.
Yeah.
Well, he started the rally, for
Yeah,
God's
that's what I
sakes.
said. It was. I mean, he had to do everything he could. Right out of the box, he knew he had a chance at a hit. It was hit just in the right spot where the pitcher hesitated to grab the ball, too, and ended up the first baseman grabbed. They didn't have a play, essentially.
Yeah,
But,
it was close. But, like, that's it. He's like, they are relentless. That's what they are.
Do we not have Ryan's? Yeah. Ryan's call was really, really good from yesterday.
2 great calls across the board. You know, this season has been very enjoyable, and I hope that it maintains that way.
Coming up in 20 minutes, we'll get to the random question of the day. We're also 10 minutes away from the Big 12's new plan. A couple options and repercussions, to say the least, with each one of them. But Father's Day is on Sunday, as we said.
It's true.
And a couple years ago, our old producer was with us, Nick, and it became a joke because he wanted us to call him Daddy.
Because it was when we were in the middle of trying to build the show fund for what is now the video stream for the show. We weren't telling you what it was for at the time. And I said, you can't sell 50 shirts by the end of this show.
And if you do, we'll call you Daddy.
He sold them in like 45
The
minutes.
listeners stepped up, as you guys always do, and you bought those Daddy Day T-shirts. And
Now
so,
we have a video stream, so it worked.
And so we did call him Daddy the rest of the show. And Drew hasn't requested us to do that yet, thank goodness.
No, because how awkward was that?
It was very awkward.
I think he realized it was awkward for everyone, but I think he realized about an hour into the show, mistake.
So anytime it's Father's Day weekend, we get one opportunity a year where we feel we have to bring back this song.
The Daddy Day
which,
song.
thinking of feeling uncomfortable, you guys will know there's a part very early on in the song from Cody where it's really, really awkward and uncomfortable. And here's the whole song.
Been a while since I listened to this.
Here we go.
Ooh, happy Daddy Day. Hey, Daddy, you're a show baddie. Ooh, happy Daddy Day. Let's get chatty for our daddy day. Usually he goes by Nick, but not today. He sold enough with Junior shirts to make us pay. So for the rest of the show, we'll call him Daddy. If we don't, he gets so very maddy. I really wish there was another way, but a bet is a bet, so it's Daddy Day. This is it, the only one you'll get. So please enjoy your Daddy Day.
See what I mean?
Daddy? It's so weird. Daddy. Daddy? Daddy. This is so funny. Daddy? This is it. Enjoy your Daddy Day.
Happy Father's Day, to everybody.
That's the end part of that. We just need to clip out so people can just.
But yes,
enjoy
text line,
your
you're
Daddy
correct.
Day.
The beginning is the most uncomfortable part of the whole song.
Oh, yeah. Ooh. Someone said I just got fired from my job for this.
Like.
It makes someone so,
Oh, my
it
goodness.
makes us all so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Oh, someone says, all right, I'm sitting my car off 435 into the river. That's it.
Yeah. Again, it's we had an excuse to play it today, so we played it, all right? Father's Day. Happy Father's Day on Sunday.
If you need part of that song clipped out, maybe we'll have Drew just clip out the parts that say, enjoy your Daddy Day, happy Daddy Day. That way you've got some little clips, for your daddy in your life.
Have your kids heard that one?
I don't think so. At some point, I really am stuck at a level where at some point my kids will come aware of what I do and some of the embarrassing things that I do as a result of being on this show and the things that I lean myself into. And they're probably going to ask me to stop at some point. But this time it hasn't happened. They just know I work in radio.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, they're pretty blind to it.
All right, up next, the Big 12's possible future that could have a major ramification for the league going forward. It might be their only option, though. We'll explain why. And the random question today next here on Cody and Gold.
Cody and Gold.
If the Royals win the World Series, I will get, and you can mark it if you want, but
everybody
this
knows
tattooed on my body.
Who gives We're winning games.
Brought to you by Heartland Men's Health, the leader in men's sexual health. Thousands of men have been successfully treated for low T, ED, and more, all with discretion and compassion. Make your appointment at heartlandmenshealth.com.
Don't miss out on half-off savings happening at NFM. Our huge in-stock selection has everything you're looking for and more. Get half-off suggested retail on furniture, carpet, and area rugs. Plus, hurry in for mid-year bargains. Get a reward card on select refrigerators. Save up to $1,500 on select TVs. Plus, save more when bundled with a sound bar. With 24-month financing on qualifying purchases. Friday through Monday only at NFM. Minimum monthly payments required. 18% APR. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Hi, it's Trey Smith, and in order for our team to get a victory, we need honesty, teamwork, work ethic, humility, and the golden rule. That's why my truck is from the dealer that embodies all those values, Victory Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. And Victory Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram also supports Giving Hope, whose sole purpose is to feed and clothe the needy in Wyandotte County and beyond. Giving back in the highest integrity, that's how Jeff and his team do business. For your next vehicle, visit or go to victorychrysler-dodge-jeepram.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-239-1749. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-239-1749. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-239-1749. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-239-1749, 800-239-1749, or biglou.com.
Intimacy. Those special moments when we're together and deeply connected to the one we love. Truly, there are few times in life as wonderful as these. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and it's the restoration of intimacy that makes me most proud of the work we do in treating erectile dysfunction for our patients. ED is an intimacy destroyer. Research shows that men can draw apart from their partners when ED affects their sex life. The condition causes stress, anxiety, and depression. Even worse, a man's partner can even blame themselves when ED becomes a problem. For us at Heartland Men's Health, this is unacceptable because ED is simply a medical condition like any other, and we have many treatment options and treatment combinations that can stop ED in its tracks. In fact, we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. So call us and get back those intimate moments. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices: Overland Park, Independence, and now North Kansas City.
Total Wine & More has the best Father's Day gifts at the best prices.
Can't wait till you get me this bourbon. These prices are amazing.
Dad, at Total Wine & More, you'll always find what you love and love what you find.
Drink responsibly. B21.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Got a car-loving dad? Nice. We've got a Father's Day sale. Right now, our Armor All Ultimate 8-piece bucket kit is just $25. That's soap, a wash mitt, wheel cleaner, tire shine, glass wipes, and interior wipes. Plus, a bucket to use for the wash. All for just $25 at the AutoZone Father's Day sale. Now through the 16th.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Keep it twisted all year long with Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Twisted Tea is real iced tea that packs a punch with 5% alcohol. Tastes great at the beach, the mountains, or even in your backyard. Look for the bright yellow Twisted Tea cans.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm.
American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
I lock up my Old Spice Fiji aluminum-free dry spray to keep that 24/7 lasting freshness safe for myself. Fresh coconuts, palm trees in the wind. It's like catching waves in Fiji. Actually, I just talked myself into a refreshing spritz of Fiji. My Old Spice is missing! No!
Want to keep your gas-powered engines running like new? Stable's proprietary formulas are proven by third-party testing to outperform the competition in keeping fuel fresh, preventing corrosion, and cleaning the entire fuel system. With Stable, you can have confidence you are doing the right thing for your engine's long-term health. Just pour into your gas can or fuel tank, then top off with fresh fuel. At every fill-up or when you store, start with Stable. Available where fuel additives are sold.
With your choice of select sandwich, nugs, fries, and a drink, Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag is your go-to. Your nugget wingman. Your hot and crispy fried co-pilot.
Just like us. We're like the bag boys.
What?
Bag boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when we bring your food?
For a deal you can count on, bet on Biggie and choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Bag boys.
U.S. price and participation may vary. Includes choice of JBC or crispy chicken sandwich with 4-piece nugs, junior fry, and small soft drink. Third-party delivery pricing may be higher.
Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more.
You know, we missed a second opportunity for a song today.
What's
it's
that?
Bobby Witt Jr.'s birthday.
I was wondering if you
Happy
were.
birthday.
I was
don't know
wondering
if he's heard any of the birthday songs either. Drew's really missing out.
I don't
All
know.
my
if,
songs are Royals related to him.
I was surprised that you didn't have something planned.
So it has to be, as you know,
song?
4 syllables. So Bobby Witt Jr. is too much. So is it Bob Witt Jr.? Like,
yeah, that's not as good as
Bobby Witt and just get rid of the junior?
Yeah, that's what you probably.
How's
have
that
to do.
work?
You have to.
Do you
get
think
rid
you
of
do
the junior.
Bobby Witt
Yeah.
and just get rid of the junior?
Even though that's his dad, but yeah.
Hold on, let's see. Is this the music? Oh, this is just the blank music too. You could freestyle it. It's your birthday from Cody and Gold. That's how the factory starts. 24 years old and on top of the world. You're the. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I don't only remember part of the world. That it's ever seen. I can't remember. I'd have to make it up to Bobby. And he said, "He's Bobby." Happy birthday, Bobby.
Yep. It is Bobby Witt Jr.'s birthday.
It's your birthday, Bobby. Eat some cake, Bobby. That's it. Don't you remember?
Oh, I remember.
The Travis song.
I remember.
That's our best version of singing happy birthday to someone. I don't remember the rest of the words.
But yes, happy birthday to
You'll
Bobby.
have to scramble during the next
Witt.
break to come up with something. We can have it as Club 610.
24 years
Well, happy
old,
birthday song.
61 homers.
Is he 24 years old?
Yeah, that's it. 61 career home runs, 98 stolen bases. Ian Kraft of the Royals put this together, actually. Only other players in the baseball reference database to reach those numbers that I just told you, Mike Trout, Alex Rodriguez, and Cesar Cedeno.
I got to be honest. I think I'm actually now kind of disappointed. The reason why I said just 24 years old and on top of the world, I'm pretty sure when I did the
Mahomes'
happy
song. Was he turning 24?
I think he was 24.
Yeah. Turning
I was like,
24,
that's
yeah.
why that sounded familiar. I was like, wait, Bobby's actually 24? I think the Mahomes one was, why I said just 24 years old
Yeah.
and on top of the world. You're the greatest quarterback who's ever twirled. I can't remember.
Yeah. Someone said, didn't somebody buy the Stop Cody Stop Cody from Singing?
Didn't use it today.
Not today. Someone has the pass. I've communicated with them. They will message me the day of or right before if Cody's about to sing a song, if they want to block it that day. That's the rule. They spent money on it. But not today. Today's not that day. Today is not that day. Not at all. All right, coming up in about 25 minutes, Club 610 on a Friday. Mackenzie Nelson from KSHB 41 going to join us in the studio. We'll get to the random question of the day in a couple minutes as well. But the Big 12 could have some major changes on the horizon, and one of them includes selling the naming rights, which has happened for plenty of things, but not just Big 12 presented by. No, as in company name is the conference name. All-State 12. I keep using All-State because that's the reports that maybe All-State could be the company. Pick whatever business. Phillips 66 conference. Like it could be
Dr. Pepper 12. It's the ones that we constantly think of as being surrounded by the
This
Big 12.
comes from ESPN. The Big 12 is in discussions on taking the name Big out of Big 12 and replacing with a sponsor's name. It could be one of the largest commercial deals in collegiate athletics history. Could end up bringing each school, if you dumb it down, to about $2 to $3 million per institution. Not a huge game changer, but still, if you're Brett Yormark, you're the commissioner, you're trying to find new ways to bring in revenue now that NIL is becoming more challenging, now that the gap is increasing between you and the Big Ten and the SEC. And that's the one thing I'll give Brett Yormark credit for. Since he took over as commissioner, has thought outside the box.
He's been trying to get this conference money.
And he's poached some schools, right, from the Pac-12. He's part of the reason why the Pac-12 doesn't exist. A lot of people thought the Big 12 by now would have been long gone. It still might be gone
I'll
in
be
6
honest,
years.
I thought the Big 12 would be gone by now.
Most people did, man. And he's a big reason why it's still around, if not the reason why. And so you got to find new revenue opportunities. That's the name thing. Some people don't like it, but man, if we're going to be like, oh, the tradition, we said we don't give a damn about tradition a long time ago. Once realignment happened, once we added, we still called the Big 12 when there's more than 12 teams.
There's been less than 12 and more than 12 in the exact same amount of time.
Yeah.
We've called it the Big 12. They've been calling themselves the Big 10. They have Big 10 times 2.
Right.
There's double the amount of teams in that conference.
So 3 to 4 million per institution is not going to change everything. The big change that could happen and is more controversial is in the same story. It says the Big 12 has been in discussions with private equity firms for a stake in the league, 15 to 20%, that would give the Big 12 up to $1 billion in cash. So a nice cash infusion. Now that would be a much bigger change for each institution, and it would be the first known large-scale private equity investment in college sports. Without going deep down the rabbit hole and trying to act like we're experts on private equity firms, there are obviously pitfalls of having a private equity firm involved in your league.
They could be leasing back the stadiums to the teams or all kinds of craziness. Who knows? Because they're going to try to get their investment back, which
But going back to how we started the naming rights conversation, even if you're the Big 12, you might not exist in a couple years anyway. You have to try everything to narrow the gap. And Drew, you had the numbers earlier for us. If this actually were to happen, they would be able to get very close to the per institution payout that the Big Ten and SEC schools are getting. Now,
think about
a lot of risk, but it keeps you maybe alive.
That would be that would not just more than keep you alive. It could change look, I don't think you can ever really, not in a short period of time, catch up. But I'll just tell you right now, if they're unwilling to do what you do, which I think is what the Big 12 is trying to think of, they're trying to think of things the SEC won't do for money in a way to make it even. They don't think the SEC is just going to let private equity come in and load them up with cash at the moment because they don't need to. And they sure as hell don't think the SEC will sell the naming rights to their conference for cash yet, as in just the name of the institution, not that. And so if you're willing to do that and you can equal the playing field, because I'll be honest, the SEC, it doesn't just mean more because SEC, more tradition. It's they have more money. Let me just make it very simple. They have more cash. They have a lot more cash than these other things. The reason why the SEC is in a better position and the Big Ten are in better positions, yeah, sure, they've got the organizations or the institutions with longer histories, but they have more money. That's why they stay on top. Money. So if you can equal their cash, you can equal the playing field in a way that the Big 12 has not been equal to the SEC or the Big 10 in 2 decades.
Ever.
Maybe more.
You could argue.
But at least 2 decades.
It's 3. So they're about $300 million short of, in terms of revenue that they made in 2023, the conference compared to the others.
And look, you have to take on the risk that obviously could happen with having a private equity firm involved in your business. And the challenges that presents, and a lot of times the negative things that happen with that. But the Big 12 may not have another option. And this commissioner is willing to explore it. We'll see if it actually happens. The naming rights thing, I think, is for sure going to happen. The private equity firm, we'll see as time goes on. But I get why they're exploring it. I think you have to. And if you're a KU or a K-State fan, and your schools are in the Big 12, especially with today's news, with K-State getting a big transfer, $2 million through the NIL and the transfer portal, and to land that kind of player. If you want to continue to not only land those players, if you want to be able to retain the talent that you recruited to prevent them from leaving, you got to find ways to compete financially. And how do you do that? And this might be a way to be able to do that. Otherwise you got to get used to, I'll just throw out Avery Johnson, pick whatever, right?
They're going to be in the SEC of the Big Ten.
Get used to them transferring away.
The reason why that kid went to K-State today, and K-State got a transfer
big time.
for $2 million, which is the highest NIL anyone's ever been given in college basketball, reportedly. The reason why they got him wasn't because, look, and this is not a knock, they didn't get him because what a treat it is to play Wildcat basketball in Manhattan. No, they got him because they gave him $2 million. Okay? It's pretty simple.
The main reason, yes.
I don't think Akron would have got him for I don't think UMKC would have got him for $2 million. But you had to pay $2 million, and that is a huge portion of why they were able to recruit that player. It's not the SEC does get some of the best players because they have some of the better schools. But they also get some of the best players because they can spend twice as much, triple. It's just the money is always going to matter. And the disparity between these two leagues is grotesque. I hate that college sports, we always talk about college sports because student athletes, that it's supposed to be this, it should be more utopian and fair. And it is the opposite. It is the least fair of all of, I'll call it now, 5 major sports. College football is a professional-ass sport, so it might as well be one of the 5. It is the least competitive out of them by a mile.
Somebody texted in $3 to $4 million per school is hardly worth changing the name. Well,
sure it is. It's more than zero.
If you also look at if they are able to close the gap, say if you compare the Big 12 to the SEC in terms of money that they make, the SEC and the Big 10 make $21 million more per school. Each school makes $21 million more per year. And that obviously, that alone is enough to pay all your players.
Yeah. So you're telling me 15% close? That's 15% closer than you were yesterday by selling it. That's not, to me, that's not insignificant.
And that's before you talk about potentially the private equity route as well, which has its downsides, as we said. Yeah, Drew, the article that we referenced, I don't know, maybe a couple months ago on the show was Ohio State, including their coaches, right?
Yep.
Including their coaches, their entire football team last year, they spent $60 million, I think it was.
Yeah.
I think that was the number, on their football team. Think about that. I mean, that's insane. Didn't even result in a national championship. But that's insane.
Yeah, if you look at the revenue splits per school, evens out, I mean, about that much per year that they make. Again, this is all that's where the dividends and how the differences in how Ohio State can pay players and the flexibility they have compared to even K-State, a Power 5 school, is so much different because of the amount of money that the conferences make as a whole. That's why it's really big. It's a big deal for everybody in the Big 12, especially KU and K-State in particular, obviously, because they're local here, in terms of just trying to keep that competitiveness with the other conferences when you're talking about recruiting talent and trying to retain players.
Drew knew it was going to be a good day for K-State. You just happen to be wearing your Wildcat shirt today.
I said earlier in the week, I wore the Missouri shirt. And
still haven't worn all 3. You have your podcast.
I know.
It's very
I need
popular. It's one of the more popular new podcasts out there right now. You can get
249 miles of football podcast.
Right, and it's for all 3 locals. Yet still, here we are. I've seen a Missouri shirt this week. I've seen a Wildcat shirt this week. On Monday,
you're going to be wearing Ruse gear before he gets in.
You're going to wear a KU shirt on Monday?
I need to run to Rally House. I have to get one. I have to go to Rally House or.
Can we get this man a KU shirt, please?
Somewhere.
He can
we
have
didn't
all
have
3.
Any in the Cody and Gold garage sale. We did have a KU item and a K-State item. I think Missouri might have been the only school we didn't have represented.
Yeah,
we had a UMKC. We had a UMKC jersey.
We did. We did.
So technically, I think Missouri might have been the only one that wasn't represented this year.
In fairness, we did have a framed MU jersey a year or 2 ago in the garage sale.
We did. It was from 61 country. It said 61 on it. We took it off the walls in the basement. I'm not even kidding.
It is very interesting seeing some of the creative names for some of these conferences. Instead of it being called a conference, Whataburger sponsors it, but it's not called Whataburger Conference. It's What a Conference.
What a Conference. Yeah, I saw that
some other good ones, especially with the fields now being able to.
I don't know. Like that bugs so many people. Like, if this was 2005, it would bug me way more. You know what I mean? Like, why I point out 05, I guess I'd say 09. Like, whenever realignment started and whenever it became clearer and clear that nobody cared about rivalries anymore from the...
They chose this path, not me.
Yeah, so the big change was when the Big East was gone. It was like 2011, 2012.
15 years ago or whatever, I would have cared way more. Now, I don't care if the Big 12 is called the What a Conference. I really don't.
They should look like
anymore.
Everybody in the conference, every school in the conference should look like a NASCAR. Are you kidding me? Like, take the money. It's the only way to play fair now. This is the problem. The problem is, like, the truth is, it's not, you think it's the sponsor's fault. It's not. You think it's these individual schools' fault. It's the NCAA did this. If you're just curious, who's at fault for the NCAA caused this problem, and now money is the only way out of it, and now we're like, hey, why are you taking all this money? Because they forced our hands years ago. When they started letting all these things move around, they didn't protect the conferences. They didn't figure out a way to equally revenue share because they didn't want to pay any of the players.
It's turned into like the Hunger Games where